Patrick O'Shea, 50 recently, bodyweight about 104. Best lifts was a 160 kilo deadlift, 135 on the squat, 87.5 bench, and I think 57.5 press.
Cool. So tell me how you found starting strength.
I'd been in gym since I was about 16, but it was just nonsense, cable machines and other stuff, and it was fine, but I was making no progress. And I must have been just searching online for a more effective way to train, and then I found starting strength, and I really liked the simplicity of it as well. Not a big complicated program, get it in an hour. Certainly the early stage is easy, so that's what took me to it.
And so what were your goals when you first began the program?
Just to get stronger and be effective and efficient in the gym.
Right. And what was your training background before starting strength?
A little bit of team sports when I was a kid, and then, as I say, just faffing around in the gym, really nothing else.
How did the program feel in the first couple of weeks, physically and mentally?
Really good. Sets of 5, so there was no soreness, no DOMs. I had the blue book from the early days as well, so I had the technique reasonably okay. And it was just good to make progress. And
what progress have you made in your main lifts?
So from up to the lifts I described earlier, 160 on the deadlift, 135 on the squat, and then 87.5 on the bench, and the press 57.
Yeah, so is that like a double increase from where you started, or?
Oh, easily, yeah. I mean, I hadn't trained barbells before, but I can really see the progress coming on, but particularly with coaching as well. I mean, I've got my own gym at home, so that's really good, but there's only so far I can get, and every time I come to yourself, or I've been with Byron as well, there's always tweaks that are needed.
So let's talk about that then. So you're a guy who trains at home. What's your setup like?
Yeah, I've got just a simple cage. A couple of bars. I got a couple of lightweight bars as well for technique and for when the kids come along with me, and then just a bunch of iron. That's it. There's a dipping attachment on the cage, and that's all I've got.
That's it, proper Spartan.
Yeah.
What's been the most surprising and unexpected part of training so far?
So I had been training for a couple of years, and then we moved house, moved country, in fact, changed job. So I had maybe 3 months pretty much layoff, and then I started back and started hurting my back a couple of times with the deadlift and then with the squat, and it was really annoying me. And that was the first time I met yourself, Carl. I came down to London and had a session. You spotted straight away that I was overextending my back. And once that was fixed, I went from thinking I had a bad back to no, I just had a weak back that I hadn't been training properly. So the most surprising thing for me was once the technique got correct, the back just got stronger really quick and really easy, and I have zero problems with my back now.
What setbacks have you faced, and how did you deal with them?
So those injuries, they were really annoying. Coaching was a way to deal with that. And then I've had a few periods, there's been a hell of a lot going on at home or a hell of a lot going on at work, and I've had to take a layoff, but then just start to take a good chunk off the weight and just start back training again and just put 2.5 kilos on each week, and it comes back real quick.
What one cue or coaching tip do you feel has made a huge difference?
I think the setup on the squat to lock down hard before you do the descent, that was the main thing for me, because that was one of the biggest problems I had, and that cue and the setup correctly gets it right each time for me then.
How has your life changed physically, mentally, or emotionally since starting?
Well, as I say, for years I thought I had a bad back. It was in fact a weak back, and that did interfere with life for a while because I was kind of really sore and not able to do a whole lot. But that's, as I say, completely gone now that I've trained it properly.
What advice would you give to someone thinking about doing starting strength?
Get the coaching early. The book is great, the YouTube videos are great, but until you've got a coach beside you, in my opinion, that's when you're really going to make good progress. And early, so spot something before it becomes a problem, and then just fairly often check in with a coach as well, as you and I do. Patrick O'Shea here. You've been watching Beautiful Strength, and remember, the barbell never lies.